at your desk, a brand new live session series by Nia, designed to help you tackle life's challenges with more confidence and calm. My name is Noreen Chaudhary, and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. We are excited to have you here today. In each session, we'll guide you through exercises rooted in evidence based practices to help you build resilience and maintain mental well being. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, or just looking to enhance your mental strength, these sessions are here to support you. In our last session, we discussed managing negative thoughts by letting them float like a ball on water, rather than pushing them down, which only makes them resurface stronger. This technique helps reduce their power, allowing us to focus more on our goals and less on mental stress. Before we dive in, let's take a moment to center ourselves. If you're seated, place your feet flat on the ground. Relax your shoulders and take a deep breath in. Hold it for a moment. Now, slowly exhale. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in deeply, hold, and exhale slowly. Feel the tension release from your body as you do so. Today, I want to share something with you that might sound a bit quirky at first, but it's actually a pretty powerful technique. We all have those moments when our thoughts seem to turn against us, right? Like when you start thinking, I can't do this, or I'm just not good enough. These kinds of thoughts can feel so convincing, almost as if they're controlling us. And the worst part, they often lead us to feel anxious, unmotivated, and even stuck. Imagine you're in a job where you've given a chance to lead a project. If your immediate thought is, I'm going to fail at this because I'm not competent, you might hesitate to take the lead. This hesitation can cause you miss out on a valuable leadership opportunity. Even if you do take on the project, the belief that you're going to fail could lead to a self sabotage. You might procrastinate, avoid asking for help, or overwork yourself to the point of burnout, all because of the underlying belief that you are not capable. In the end, the project might suffer, and your initial thought, I am going to fail, becomes a reality, not because you were incapable, but because the thought influenced your behavior. But what if I told you there's a way to loosen their grip and regain control? That's where today's exercise comes in. It's called cognitive diffusion, and it's all about creating some space between you and those negative thoughts. Before we get into the exercise, let's take a closer look why this is so important. When we have a negative thought like I am going to fail, it often feels like an undeniable truth. Our mind convinces us that this thought is reality and we act accordingly, feeling anxious, avoiding challenges, or even giving up before we've started. This process is known as cognitive fusion. It is as if we are glued to our thoughts, letting them dictate our emotions and actions without even questioning them. But what if we could step back and see these thoughts for what they really are? Just words. Words that don't necessarily have any power unless we give it to them. Now, let's put into practice with a little exercise. I'd like everyone to participate as much as possible. If you can stand up and grab something small to carry with you, maybe your phone, a book, or even a pen. Got it? Great. Now start walking around the room. While you're walking, I want you to say this out loud. I cannot walk around this room. Yes, you heard me right. Say it a few times as if you are walking around the room, but you keep repeating to yourself that I cannot walk around this room. Feels a bit strange, doesn't it? But stick with it for a moment. Keep walking and keep saying it. I cannot walk around this room while you are walking around the room. Okay, now you can stop and take a seat. Let's talk about what just happened. There's something kind of fascinating here, right? You were physically walking around the room while you were telling yourself that you couldn't. It's almost funny. Your actions and your words were completely out of sync. And that's where the magic of this exercise lies. This exercise is rooted in a psychological technique called cognitive diffusion. It's designed to help you step back from your thoughts, especially those negative, automatic ones that feel so overwhelming, and see them for what they really are, just words. Think about it. Normally, when a thought like, I am not good enough or I'll never succeed pops into your head, we tend to believe it without question. We accept it as the absolute truth and let it dictate how we feel and act. This is what is called cognitive fusion. It's like we are glued to our thoughts, letting them shape our reality without even realizing it. Now imagine how much power those thoughts can hold over us. For instance, in a social setting, negative thoughts like nobody likes me can prevent you from reaching out to others. If you believe this thought, you might avoid social events or even fail to engage in conversations. Over time, this behavior can lead to isolation, reinforcing the belief that you are unlikable. In reality, the issue isn't that people don't like you, it's the negative thought that prevented you from connecting with others in the first place. By not challenging this thought, you create a situation where you feel lonelier and more disconnected, which can further increase feelings of inadequacy. But here's the thing, thoughts are not facts. They are just our minds trying to make sense of things, often based on past experiences, fears, or anxieties. When you were saying, I cannot walk around this room, while you were clearly walking, you created a deliberate mismatch between your thoughts and your actions. This helps break the automatic link between your thought and behavior, showing you that just because a thought pops into your head, it doesn't mean it's true or that you have to act on it. What's interesting is how this exercise also helps you see the irrationality of some of the things your mind tells you. When you say, I cannot walk around this room while you were exactly doing that, it's, it's highlighting how your thoughts can be misleading and even downright wrong. It's like a light bulb moment where you realize not every thought deserves to be taken seriously. Some of them are just plain ridiculous when you really think about it. And this realization is incredibly powerful. It helps you not take those negative thoughts so seriously. Instead of getting stuck in a loop of negative thoughts, you can step back, see those thoughts for what they are, and choose to respond. You are regaining control with cognitive diffusion. Let's dive a bit deeper into the impact of these negative thoughts. Over time, if we let them run unchecked, they can drain your energy, diminish your self confidence, and even prevent you from taking action towards your goals. This is especially true if these thoughts are repetitive, like a broken record in your mind. Eventually, they can lead to a cycle of self doubt, anxiety, and inaction, where you start avoiding situations that might challenge you because you've internalized the belief that you are not capable. It's as if these thoughts become a self fulfilling prophecy, limiting your potential and holding you back from living the life you want. But here's the good news: by practicing cognitive diffusion, you are training your mind to see that thoughts are just thoughts. You don't have to control, they don't have to control you. You can choose to act in ways that align with your values and goals rather than being dictated by fleeting, unhelpful thoughts. Let's say you've been invited to try rock climbing with your friends, but the negative thought seeps into your mind. I'm going to embarrass myself. Suddenly keeps coming to your mind like a broken record. Normally, this thought might cause you to back out of the activity, fearing that you'll look silly in front of others or that you'll struggle more than anyone else. As a result, you miss out on the experience and the potential enjoyment and accomplishment that could come with it. When the thought, I'm going to embarrass myself, comes in, you can take a moment to recognize that it's just a thought. You could think that just that my mind is worrying about the unknown. It doesn't mean it's true. By separating yourself from the thought, you give yourself the space to consider trying to actively take an action in a situation. You might remind yourself that everyone starts as a beginner and that it's okay not to be perfect. By going ahead and trying rock climbing, you might find that it's fun and that your initial fears were unfounded. Even if you struggle, you likely gain confidence from pushing through the fear and trying something new. That's even more powerful is how this practice can be applied to different areas in your life, whether it's dealing with negative thoughts at work, handling stress in your personal life, or even managing feelings of inadequacy in social situations. Cognitive diffusion helps you create a little space between you and your thoughts. This space gives you the freedom to choose how you want to respond rather than being pushed down by your automatic reactions and thoughts. Now, as we wrap up, I encourage you to reflect on today's exercise. Think about how you can apply this in your daily life. The next time you find yourself stuck in a cycle of negative thinking, remember this. This exercise of cognitive diffusion, of understanding that thoughts are just words. Remind yourself that they don't have to control you. Thank you for joining me today in the session of mental fitness at your desk. Remember, the more you practice these techniques, the stronger your mental fitness will become. I'm looking forward to our next session together. Take care and have a great day.